Disco Mammi from Milf Manor. You are not going to want to miss an episode of the Obligatory Podcast because you know what? They're about to spill all the tea on Milf Manor. It is so exciting. This is an amazing season. You're not going to want to miss it. So welcome back, everyone.
I love
Go on, say it.
JD Vance.
Forrest, I've been saying this for like months now. You are the biggest JD Vance fan
Look, if I had it my way,
probably on the planet.
it would be Forrest D. Vance. I'm going to change my goddamn name.
Really?
Yeah. He's charming in a way that most people aren't.
No, I
In a way that
I definitely
George,
aspire.
in a way that you could never understand.
I aspire to be JD Vance's
God,
level of charming and not
him.
weird.
I love him. I love him so much.
Mm-hmm. What do you love about him?
What I love about him?
Mm-hmm.
I like
So many things.
I like the way that he talks to his son. Have you seen him talking about his son?
No?
Oh, it's awesome. Okay.
Does he think he's like a loser or something?
Yeah. he talks to his son,
Mm-hmm.
and it's all just like about Pokemon. So he keeps doing these speeches where he's like, yeah, I was talking to my son, and my son wouldn't stop talking about Pokemon. It's like, shut up, dude. He said that. And now his son in like 3 years probably, because, young, will be like, damn, Dad, I was trying to talk to you about something I loved.
And you called me a loser.
And you called me a loser in front of the American public.
How old is his son?
I don't know. Young enough to be like talking about Pokemon all the time. Apparently all he does is talk about Pikachu.
How old is JD?
Like all he does. According to JD Vance, that's all he does. I'm sure that JD Vance is not really up on what his son does, but...
No, yeah, I'm sure he's... there's a 6-year-old, there's a 4-year-old, and there's a 2-year-old.
It's a 6-year-old.
Okay. So probably.
It's the
probably not
6-year-old talking
2-year-old.
about Pikachu. Yeah. Yeah, Elon. And he just goes, shut the fuck up.
And that's why you love him.
And that's why I love him. Because I'm not about this pussyfooting around.
No.
Okay? I'm not about this gentle parroting. Parenting. Yeah, Polly wants a cracker and she wants it now. This gentle parenting. George, I'm about beating the children. I'm about telling them what they are and where their place is.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the Obligatory Podcast.
Welcome back to the Obligatory Podcast.
Today we have a treat in store for you. Look,
Yes.
Our fan favorite episode, the Milf Manor Kinlist. It was incredible. George, we can be honest. It was incredible. And I think not only did we learn about ourselves, but the viewers learned about us.
Yes, absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
Now, what's most exciting to me is that in the past year,
Yeah.
there's been a season 2.
Yes.
And
Yes.
look, guys.
Can we talk about it?
Oh, George. That's all we're going to do for the next hour is talk about Milf Manor season 2, because me and George sat down over the summer while he was home from college. And on July 4th, we watched 8.
We watched like half of it.
I think there's like 10 episodes. We watched like 6 episodes.
There are 13 episodes.
13. Okay, no,
12,
yeah.
12, yeah.
Yeah, we watched like 6 or 7 episodes on July 4th. That's what we did for July 4th. We put our nose to the grindstone for you.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't like fake or anything. Like, we love this show. The extent to which I love this show is July 5th, the day after July 4th. After we watched like 6 or 7 episodes, I went into work, and within 15 minutes of being at work, I got banned from talking about Milf Manor because for 15 minutes straight, I talked about Milf Manor.
Yeah.
I love this show. Now,
I mean, it's just like, let's be real.
yeah.
The concept is gross.
Oh my god, it's so bad. It's disgusting on probably every level you can imagine something to be disgusting on.
But it is so entertaining.
So
These
good.
MILFs are trifling for us.
And you know what they're trifling for?
What?
Some fucking 21-year-old named Joey.
Yeah.
Okay, like, whatever, Disco Mammi. Whatever, Rebecca. Why does it matter that in this dating show, somebody talked to another MILF? Like, yeah, that's the point of the dating show.
Exactly.
So
I mean, let's
catch them up on like what it really is though. So last season, it was
Nope. Weird.
It was MILFs.
Yeah.
And their sons. So, 8 MILFs, 8 sons, let's say.
Roughly.
And they were all in the same dating pool.
Mm-hmm.
This got a lot of backlash.
It did, but like, it was a genuinely like...
Very entertaining for me and you.
Because it was like, the MILFs are like watching their sons go after other MILFs, and they're like, naturally like, I don't want them to go after this
and they were in the rooms together.
Yeah.
The moms and the sons were in the rooms together.
Yeah, they all slept like... practically next to each other.
Yeah.
So the MILFs are like watching their sons going after like older women, and they're like, I'm not comfortable with that.
And they know when Ricky isn't coming home.
Yeah, it's like, Ricky's not here. Where the hell is my fucking son?
Yeah.
Where the hell?
Or vice versa. Where's my mom?
Where's my mom? The sons were also
Where's my mom with somebody my age? Like, that's weird.
That's so weird. Do you remember... I don't remember his name, but one of the sons from the first season found out that his mom
slept with his best friend.
And
then later in that episode, he got so drunk he could barely swim, and he was in a pool, and his mom, it was depressing.
It was really sad.
And his mom was just like, hey, I'm sorry. And he was like, it's not okay. It was raw. It was emotional. And honestly, it was fantastic film. Like film. More than a reality show.
And that was just like episode 2, I think.
Yeah. And I thought that's where their idea peaked. But George, tell them about season 2.
Season 2, it switches things up.
Yeah.
By a lot.
Yeah.
You meet the MILFs, and you're kind of like, you're waiting for the sons to show up, right?
Of course. The MILFs come on screen first.
Mm-hmm. You meet all of them, some fairly entertaining faces.
Sure.
Whatever. Then a boat of men arrives, and we're like, me and Forrest are like, oh shit. This is the sons. This is where the show gets interesting.
Yep.
And the guys come up, and none of the MILFs are like recognizing any of the sons.
Yeah.
So.
Well. Oh yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. We find out that none of these characters are related.
Not even a little. Boo! So it's not mothers and sons in the same dating pool anymore.
It's just some fuck-ass MILFs.
But George, what's the twist though?
It's
why would I bother watching this show if it's just MILFs and younger men?
Well, it's MILFs and younger men, random selection
That's
of
the
them.
first episode. That's the first day of the show.
But then at the end of episode 1, you see a group of shoes walking up. Some like
of older men.
You could feel the power.
Dilfs, even. We can call them that.
Boosh. Boosh. That's how they're walking up to the manor.
Yeah.
The very start of the next episode, it's revealed that the fathers of the sons are also in this game.
Yeah, which also makes it more competitive because everybody in the show's straight. So it's like double the amount of men to the amount of women. Now there's extra competition.
Yes,
this wasn't the case with the sons and the moms on the first season.
No. And it's like, it's so interesting. Because like the fathers came in, and almost all of the MILFs were like, oh, I kind of want to fuck some dad.
Yeah,
some dad dick.
Because like Stacy comes in and he's hot and suave.
Yeah,
he's extremely charming. And then
there's Anthony.
And then it's like, oh, Stacy, oh, this is your son? Oh, that's interesting. Why is your son saying he hasn't seen you in years?
Well, I want to say that for later.
We'll talk about that later.
Because we are going to get into every single character individually, and boy, are there some wacky ones.
There's some interesting ones for sure.
But the whole show is like the dads kind of beefing with their sons a little bit. Like they have this like where like, yeah, you're my dad and I love you. And now it's like, oh, they're kind of going after the same girl.
Yeah, or they love putting them in inappropriate situations. I mean, the first challenge that they all did was Dads versus Sons strip show.
Yeah.
Where they had to create a Magic Mike-esque type like routine. I think they each got maybe like 30, 45 minutes
of prep time.
And then they went. And I believe the fathers won.
The fathers did win.
And that was certainly humbling for the sons. And it's also interesting because it split up the MILFs into like 2 classes of MILFs. MILFs that are creepy and MILFs that want to date people their age.
And for the most part,
MILFs that proudly exclaim, I think I'm only going for the younger men. And then MILFs that are like, I don't know, I think I'll give everybody a shot.
MILFs that were like, it'd be kind of weird now if I went after some.
Yeah. Oh, my cover's blown.
Some young tail.
Like cover's blown. You have to date.
Game's been changed.
Yeah.
Got to go after Stacy now.
You do. And yeah, it was a good season of television.
Mm-hmm. A lot of.
Me and George got personally invested. We had an interaction with one of the MILFs.
Oh, that's true. I was going to mention.
We'll talk about that later.
But yeah, it was just
hello viewer retention.
I would heavily recommend watching both season 1 of Milf Manor and giving Milf Manor season 2 a try.
I would give it a shot, and I will say they're not the same.
They're not.
Like season 1, the vibes are so much different than season 2. It's borderline a different show. Both shows are entertaining.
Season 1 was a lot more tacky.
I agree.
In my opinion.
Well, many people are saying that it's more tacky.
Many MILFs
are saying, of course, there's beef between the MILFs going after the same guys, even though it's not slim pickings. There's so many.
There are a lot of guys, but
there's only a few good ones.
Most of them kind of were like...
Yeah. Even some of the good ones have fuck-ass tattoos. So, whatever.
Which one are you talking about, Barbie? Or?
I'm talking about the MMA one.
Oh, yeah.
God.
Yeah. He was just so out of place in the show.
So weird. I think he might be real life famous.
He is real life famous. What is he doing on MILF Manor? He did bag a MILF.
He bagged one.
He kind of bagged the main MILF of the season.
He bagged the most toxic one, though.
You think so?
Well,
Disco Mammi was there.
But yeah.
Oh! Disco Mammi came back.
I was going to reveal this later.
Oh, okay.
But throughout the season, they did another thing where in the first season, they sent people home. In the second season... They sent like 2 people home, but mostly they invited more and more people on.
Yeah, it was so like
mostly men as well.
They brought in all of the dads. That was kind of like the big what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, this is so crazy. Then the next episode is like, oh my god, Disco Mammi is back. I guess her relationship with Jose didn't work out.
And to be clear, the reason I hesitated earlier when you said none of these people know each other, is because. When Disco Mammi gets in the first, if you remember, her son's name is Joey from the first season. The first person she meets and says hi to is Joey from this season. And the first words out of her mouth are, oh, that's my son's name. Flash forward.
A couple episodes.
She's going so hard for him.
And also, they do kind of look a little bit similar.
I would venture to say they look pretty similar. Same archetype of man.
I mean, I think it's...
Dark hair, brown eyes.
Season 2 Joey kind of has like a beard.
Similar facial structure.
The curly hair.
The curly hair. Like, it's like, there's definitely a lot going on that is similar. Maybe more similarities than differences between Joey 1 and Joey 2.
They did bring Joey back. Like the original OG Joey.
They did. For an episode, they brought, as they did in the first season, they brought family members on. And Joey and Joey met. It was probably one of the funniest moments of television I've ever seen.
Yeah, because even...
They cut to like a floating head, and it's like Joey and Joey sitting next to each other, and they're just both like, we'll talk about this later. Yeah. And that's it. That's the most amount of addressed that it gets, which is fucked up and crazy.
No, that's not true. They bring it up like... later on too. They like Disco Mammi's like, yeah, I made out with this Joey. How do you feel about that, son?
Fuck yeah.
And it's like
when they all play like Drunk Truth or Dare.
Yeah, it's like I almost slept with the Joey of this season, and it's like,
isn't that funny? No
one was laughing.
Disco Mammi.
It was objectively pretty
creepy. That's the word I would use to describe it.
That's also the word that I would use to describe it.
But we all know what you came here for.
Yeah.
You came here for the Milf Manor Kinlist Season 2. The Season 2 Milf Manor Kinlist on Season 2 of the Obligatory Podcast.
Whoa. Funny how that works.
Insane crazy how that works.
Do you think they're going to do a Season 3 of Milf Manor, Forrest?
Yeah. No. Well, I think if they do, they're going to have to make it like another type of new twist. I don't think they're going to have to go with the dad thing again.
No.
And I think that opens up a lot of like really interesting ideas. But what would you do if you were TLC? That's who makes it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were TLC and you had to make another episode or another season.
Another season.
It's a hard answer because
like I don't want to say that like, oh, it's the Milfs and some random sons and now the daughters come in because
you don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
societally things get weird when it's older men and younger women.
Absolutely.
Which, I mean, it is also extremely creepy when it's older women and younger men, but we're at least more desensitized to it. Like, it's at least, like, slightly normal, I guess. Fucking cool. You know?
Yeah. I don't see how they could further improve on the formula, because, like, the draw of the show is, like, people looking out for...
Here's what I would do.
What would you do? I
would do the same thing, but instead of adding a bunch of new men, which, by the way, the way that they added them was, like, crazy. It'd be like the start of an episode, and then, like, jets, like, you'd be on a beach, and you'd be like, okay, they're about to do, like, a beach challenge. And then, like, jet skis would be in the distance, and it's, like, two random fucking guys halfway through the season who don't have a chance with anybody, but are getting the light of day. Or once... It was the start of an episode, and it was two guys just, like, climbing a tree in the distance, and they were like, I don't recognize them. Yeah, of course you don't. There's two random strangers climbing a tree. Why is everybody so chill?
I don't know. I thought all the fuck-ass guys coming in was kind of lame.
But I also didn't like how one of them was uncle and nephew.
Both of them were uncle and nephew.
You're right. Yeah, I didn't like that. I understand that family is family.
But
it's different when it's father and son. I mean, you got raised by that guy.
That guy raised you. That guy changed your diaper.
Yeah.
It's like now you're competing for the same women.
That's weird.
But also so entertaining.
That's very entertaining for Forrest and George. And also you.
Yes. So today we have new and improved Milf Manor Season 2 Kinlist.
Very exciting.
For the audience, last Kinlist, my top kin was a nice gentleman named Billy.
Billy was the sweetheart of the season, I would say. Not in the sense that everybody was after him, but in the sense that he himself is a sweetheart.
Yeah, absolutely.
He didn't really go after anybody. He didn't really say much. And he was just kind of in the background, like, just enjoying his time at the Milf Mansion.
With his giant blue glasses and his bright orange t-shirt.
Yeah, he looked extremely out of place. Yeah, I mean, no shade to him. I think he was, like, pretty attractive, but he was the only guy who wasn't, like, bodybuilder type of attractive. Yeah. He was more like dad bod situation, which is
still, like, great.
Totally, yeah. But in this, like, TLC show, it's not what you expect to see out of Milf Manor.
And Forrest, your top kin from last season was a nice MILF named Charlene. By far, out of all the MILFs, out of all the characters, was the most, like, straightforward about what she wanted. She didn't play any games. She was like, this is the game that I'm playing.
Yep.
I want this, blah, blah, blah. And that's
how I am.
That's how you would have played the game.
That's how I play the game in real life. I go up to people and I go, this is what I want. This is who I am.
You either like it or you don't.
You want to do this shit? And they go,
They go, okay.
Yeah, with that much enthusiasm.
They go, okay.
But no, yeah, I think Charlene and I are maybe of the same soul, twin flames, perhaps. I think
there's a silver string between the two of you.
Definitely. I think you and Billy...
We're soulmates.
Soulmates, could date in the future. It's all up in the air and very exciting.
You know, he also has a cameo. I checked it out.
Really?
Yeah, but he doesn't do commissions anymore.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if it worked. So this might sound crazy to you guys, but how did you guys like our cameo intro, huh?
Yeah, we
that's Disco Mammi herself.
We either did or didn't get Disco Mammi.
She either did or didn't say yes, but here's what I'll tell you about what happened is that an hour or two before we filmed this episode, I went, oh fuck, I never got that cameo. So I went on to Cameo and I learned that there's 4 boxes that you need to fill out in Cameo. And Cameo gives you a 250 character limit spread out throughout the whole 4 boxes.
What the fuck?
In which you need to put who you are, who the person is receiving it, why you chose this person, and like that. And then there's a 4th box, but it's essentially why you chose this person. Again, there's no spot to like give them a script. There's no spot. Oh, what the occasion is.
Oh yeah.
It's fucked up. And you can pay $7 for an extra 400 characters, which I did not do.
I think that they're able to like customize it, and maybe Disco Mammi was just like, you know, she wanted it very straightforward. Maybe she probably can't read.
No, she's a realtor. She can at least read house listings.
Yeah, but isn't that just like numbers and shit?
There's like an address or two.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you know what? Let's
hop right.
Let's stop pussyfooting around.
Yeah, I'm not about that pussyfooting game.
Forrest, do you want to start off with the sons, the fathers, or the MILFs?
Let's go MILFs. Let's go MILFs.
Let's go MILFs.
Let's go. I mean, they are Milf Manor, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so by far one of the most important MILFs of the season,
Barbie.
With
Age 45.
Oh.
She is super confident and secure in who she is. She doesn't take herself too seriously, but if her buttons are pushed, she's not afraid to let her spiciness come out.
Ooh.
This is true.
Yes.
This is true about that, and we saw this multiple times throughout the season. We saw her calling other MILFs tacky.
Ooh, yeah.
We saw her fighting for people.
Mm-hmm.
We saw her even have fits of toxicity when things might have not gone her way.
Speaking of toxicity, her toxic trait is drama. And she loves to hash things out. She is pretty good, actually, at hashing things out.
But you can tell she's only good at it because of the amount of drama she's gotten herself into.
Yeah, she is very well experienced in having to get herself out of shit.
100%.
In one of the first episodes.
And she's a masterclass, by the way, at getting yourself out of random bullshit you said that you should not have said.
So Barbie used to be a stripper. She was a go-go dancer, I think is the exact term she used.
Yep. And she's largely insecure about it.
Yeah.
But
she's trying to embrace that part of her past.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other MILFs thought that it was like weird that she kept bringing it up and was talking to the other MILFs about it.
Yeah.
And just like starting drama.
Like it was pretty much all we knew about her for like 2 episodes was that she used to be a stripper.
Her introduction.
Like it doesn't matter.
Her introduction in the show, she was wearing like a low cut like top. And apparently she has this trick that she does. Where
that made her the big bucks.
Yeah, she can flex her pectorals and like make her tits bounce all over the place.
Like one at a time. Like have you ever seen like male bodybuilders do this all the time?
Yeah, Dwayne The Rock Johnson does it.
Yeah. They do like the pop thing.
Like pop pop pop.
And
pop,
it's not attractive. And I would venture to say, even if you have tits, it's still not attractive.
I wouldn't say it's attractive.
Very normal. It's like a thing that I think anybody could do, right? Like you just flex your pecs.
I don't know. How to
I couldn't do it.
Go on, do it. You're not doing it for us. You're moving your shoulders.
I didn't think you were going to challenge me on that.
Why wouldn't I have? I think it's an incredibly interesting thing for people to be able to do. Oh, you're actually kind of getting it a little bit.
Yeah, because I know how to, okay? I control my body like a goddamn master. But that's not the point.
Barbie will never steer clear of a confrontation and is not shy about starting one either. This former stripper turned marketing executive is looking for a younger man to treat her like a princess. Mm-hmm. And she did kind of get that at the end of the show.
She was definitely in the camp of younger men for most of the series. Mm-hmm. Maybe even all of it.
No, actually, she had a little thing with Darren for a little bit.
Oh, that's true. But largely, she was focused on Chris. Is that his name?
Yeah, Chris.
Chris. And so, her and Chris, there's a lot to get into for sure. Mm-hmm. But Chris is the MMA fighter we were talking about.
Yeah.
And the large thing that happened between them is that one night they were chilling, and I guess they were like future planning, talking about whether or not they think they would last outside, what their life would look like, which, by the way, they're like filmed the show for like 3 months max. Yeah. So like these people are like 2 months in talking about like what their life together would look like, which like more power to you, but
I mean, that's just the name of the game.
That is the name of the game. They probably got told to talk about it, but personally, I'm not into that. Freaks me out.
No, too early.
So they were talking, and she said, ideally, I kind of stay at home, and you're the guy who makes money. Okay. More of a traditional situation, I guess, if you want that. Mm-hmm. And then she said, but you also do all the shopping and the cleaning and the chores, and I just go out and spend your money.
And this really bothered Chris.
And this bothered Chris because, as we said, I think he's like a real life celebrity. Like, this is probably something he deals with a lot. Like, this is talked about, right? This is why you only really see celebrities dating celebrities. It's because it's very easy to be used for your money when you have it. And she just blatantly said that's what she was going to do.
She was just like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do, you fucking nerd.
And then he got mad, reasonably. And then she started crying.
Yeah.
And he left the room because he was like, I'm not dealing with this right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended in her going to his bunk and just being like, yo, what the fuck? I can't believe you silent treatment me.
I think, no, actually, you finish.
No, you go. I don't remember. I'm bullshitting right now.
No, actually, the bunk bed was the very beginning. Chris was like kind of being a baby and being like, I don't want to talk to you right now. You were being mean earlier.
Yeah.
And then Barbie was like, I fucking had it in this fucking house. And she goes back to her room and she starts packing
to leave, which is a common theme in this season.
It was actually, I think, her third time doing
Far too many people leaving this season. Mm-hmm. People should not... well, okay, that's not true. You should be allowed to leave.
Well, actually, here's one thing that I'll give props to Barbie and Chris for. Chris goes back into the room and like kind of consoles her and is like...
he handles it in I would say like a pretty good way. Like if I was him in that scenario, it would take me a moment to process exactly what she had said to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And even if she meant it as a joke, which she kind of said it like a joke, and I think she claimed it as one, but...
I feel like she was kind of like testing the waters.
And either way, it wasn't very tasteful.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not a joke that you make, especially not a joke that you make when you're having a real conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And you're 2 months in, max.
But they're kind of like, I want to be with you. And they're kind of like, well, if we want to be with each other, why are we still here?
Yeah.
So they just leave. They leave the show together.
Which, honestly... I have a mad respect for.
I have
a lot of respect for both of these people who just go like... You know, we right now are winning the game, and we're going to quit while we're ahead because I don't want to lose this game.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
I hope... Are they still together?
I don't know. I haven't looked at, like, Barbie's Instagram page or Chris's Instagram page. But that's... You appreciate the recap.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, who is Barbie more like between the two of us? Which one of us likes to start shit more, but also likes to mend shit more, Forrest?
I don't know. It's very hard to say. I think that... It's not hard to say. I think that it's me.
I think it is you as well.
I said that because I was trying to save face.
I understand.
I think that it's me. I think that, look, I like to... I think that every now and again... Like nothing happens in my life for a while and I become very bored and I'm just like this because this is like not how my life functions. Like I'm not a person who just like like is like sitting around bored with like nothing to think about.
Absolutely.
So like when I get that way, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do like a little something. Not like not in the same way that she does it, where she's like telling somebody that she wants to be like using all of his money.
Yeah, you wouldn't say that.
In the sense of like, I'm bored, let's go do something. Let's go do something that will lead to something else. Whether or not it might be like overall harmful long term.
Here's my thought process behind this, Forrest. Barbie has a trick that she uses to woo men.
Okay.
I could absolutely...
You think I have a trick?
You've told me your trick before. It's doing a duet with the other person.
Oh, that's not true.
That's not true?
That was my trick when I was like 12, dude.
Yeah, well, it's resonated with me. I just feel like...
it's so embarrassing.
I feel like between the two of us... Sorry for airing that out.
No, it's okay.
I think between the two of us, you would be the one to be like, hey, check out this trick. And then, like, I don't know, like, juggle or something.
It's true. I have a lot of hidden talents. I do... When I'm bored at work, play the spoons. And every single time I do it, I pretend like it's a really big event. And I pretend like I'm really talented. And I'm like, everybody, please. I'm going to play the spoons.
Yeah.
It's super cool. Everyone thinks it's super cool and that I'm super good at it. You can ask anybody at my work.
And everyone thinks that Barbie's little trick with her pectorals bouncing up and down is very cool.
But I will say, I think I'm also in the other aspect of from the like drama starting thing. I think I'm a pretty good mediator. I think that I'm decent at mending things. I think I'm very good at like having empathy. I don't know, like putting myself in someone else's shoes and like understanding where they're coming from and talking it out.
It's a skill.
Very down to do that, and I think I've practiced it a lot. So for that reason, I think I will have to claim Barbie.
Yeah, I'm gonna put her pretty far up.
Pretty far. She's pretty far in my direction. I would say, well, maybe not that far.
You don't think that far?
That far.
That
right
far?
There. Yep.
All right, man. Let's take a little looky-loo at the next MILF. which is Christina. Christina was a weird character to me.
Very odd character. I'm trying my best to remember things about her.
She was, when the dads first showed up, she was, I think, the only MILF that was like, I'm going to ignore these dads.
She was like, fuck it, I'm still going for young.
Was
she Coochie Tingle's girl?
No, I think that was Barbie.
Oh, that was Barbie. Also in Barbie's intro... she went on a rant about like what she really is looking for is to look at somebody and get coochie tingles. That's her big thing, which I guess.
All right, I'm going to read this little blurb.
Please do.
Christina understands she can be intimating. They spelled intimidating wrong.
Very awesome. TLC.
But knows there's a difference between cocky and confident. On the weekend, she can be found in her hometown dancing the night away or watching sports.
Oh, it's the 20-year marriage. She just got out of a divorce.
Really? Oh,
it's this one. Yeah, because right here it says, Christina never thought she would find love after her 20-year marriage ended in divorce. But now she is confident that a younger Mr. Right is out there. So she's in this weird place in life.
What is her thought process that a younger man is like?
She had the geezer husband.
No, I think that was...
No, it was her.
No, I think that was...
That's why she was looking for someone young, right?
No, I think it was this one.
Guys, we watched this show like 2 or 3 months ago.
This was a while ago. Bear with us. Christina, just got out of a divorce.
She just got out of a divorce, and of 20 years.
Yeah.
So her and her husband were the same age.
Yeah.
As me and George have found out. But it was traumatic for her. And this was the first thing we learned about her, I think, is that like she was just out of a divorce, like months out of a divorce. And she came here because, frankly, I think that she was probably like in just a really odd mental place.
I agree.
And that's probably why she was looking for younger people.
Young hot tail.
Yeah, young tail. Younger Mr. Right, even. So I think between you and me, it's like which one of us gets in a weird mental place that drives us to do something?
Well, that's a really interesting question to pose for us. I mean, because I feel like I get, really weird. I guess. I don't know. This is a weird episode.
This is a weird episode. We're going to be revealing about ourselves. That's okay.
I get, really weird when, like, I doubt myself. I don't know. And that kind of, like, affects, my relationships. I kind of, like, pull back.
Here's actually the better question. Which one of us is more likely to rebound out of a relationship? And it's me.
It is you.
And it's 100% me.
It is you.
And it's when
I get out of a relationship, I'm like, no more for like 9 months. I need a good 9 months to myself to rediscover.
That's what I do now.
Yeah. But for most of your life.
But for most of my life, I think I've been a really big rebound person.
One fact about Christina, actually, she does like to get her butt bitten.
Oh, that is her, isn't her? She's into that BDSM.
Oh,
stuff.
She is very into BDSM.
Like getting her butt bitten.
Yeah, I'm just gonna all the way up here. No, I'll put her.
I think you could actually. Yeah, that's
like right in front of Barbie.
I think she's roughly in the same place as Barbie.
Yeah, because yeah. All right, we'll just move on to the
next MILF.
She's kind of an unimportant MILF.
She is, to me, very unimportant.
Unlike Crystal.
Crystal. Now, she also underwent a very traumatic life event.
It is.
And everyone, put on your serious goggles for this. Within the first 10 minutes of her introduction, she tells us that recently her son has passed.
Yeah.
She's 48. I think that her son was quite young.
I think he was roughly 20 years old.
Yeah, that's young.
It's very young.
And yeah, I think that it shattered her, and she talked about it a lot. And she said that it had happened, year?
Yeah, it was earlier that year.
So it had been a while, but not. I mean, obviously, that's not a while for a loss like that.
No,
so
absolutely not.
She was interesting, but honestly, I think that she didn't let it show too much. I think that she got it out in her interview, and she talked about it every now and again in a very uplifting way.
She was one of
when she was consoling other MILFs, she would be like, I understand that you're going through issue, or Stacy.
Outside circumstances.
Yeah, her and Stacy were a thing, and they would talk because Stacy has issues with his kid, and there's one very poignant moment that I remember where she was just like, I understand that you're having issues with him, but like, at least you have him.
Yeah.
And to me, that was like super, like way so more powerful than this show should be offering to me.
Absolutely. It made me be like, damn.
It made me be like, yeah, it was like, damn, Crystal, like, you're a real person. Like, I shouldn't be seeing you as a real person in my reality TV show.
She was like, definitely one of the most mature MILFs. She started off kind of rocky, in my opinion.
I agree.
She was the one who started beef with Barbie because she was uncomfortable with the fact that she was a stripper.
Barbie started beef with herself. Can we be honest? What happened? Oh, okay, Barbie and Crystal were fighting over somebody. Which was childish and catty.
Yeah.
But I think Crystal misspoke when she said this, and Barbie took it a certain way, or maybe I'm just giving her more leeway than she deserves. But what specifically was said was, I have friends who have done like a lot worse than be a stripper, which I don't think there's anything wrong with like sex work or anything like that. I don't think that like worse is the word I would use there, but I don't think that it's like unaccepting or extremely damaging if you're a person who's not previously entirely insecure about this thing that you're advertising.
Just real quick, gonna read this quick blurb about Crystal. Crystal has a tough exterior, but sweet on the inside.
It's
absolutely true. She likes to fine, dine, and wine, and always has the biggest bill. This spunky girl at heart loves to keep it classy.
We should not be calling people spunky.
I'm not calling her spunky.
Okay.
This is TLC.
Yeah.
This spunky girl loves to keep it classy, but makes sure everybody around her knows she still plans to get the last word. After the passing of her son, Crystal stays busy working as a makeup artist, taking workout classes, cooking, and dancing at clubs. But she is finally ready to settle down and find love.
She's someone who enjoys a good time. Yeah. I think that she is just, I mean this in no negative way, like engages in slight hedonism. Which is like just enjoying time that you have, which I'm super down with.
Absolutely.
And I think that she was pretty cool. And I don't know if she's a lot like either of us.
No, I think she's pretty middle of the road between us.
Yeah, I think there's aspects of her that are more like me and aspects of her that are more like George. And I think that
like skin tone.
That's
that's what Forrest is talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I'm just like her, but I'm white.
Yeah, so I feel pretty comfortable putting Crystal pretty much dead center.
I agree.
Roughly.
Yeah. Next one is going to be Jamie.
Now, this was my favorite character.
This is your favorite?
She was in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
She had one of the most surprising, reveals I've ever seen in a reality TV show.
Yeah.
Jamie has a reputation for being positive, dancing her heart out, and bringing light everywhere she goes. Because of her infectious energy, she's always been a popular girl and has a ton of friends. Jamie has been married and divorced twice, and now that all 3 of her kids are out of the house, she is ready to find love. Will the 3rd time be the charm?
So this is the one I was thinking about, right?
Yeah.
So her most recent husband, the reason that she's on this show...
No. This is actually the wrong one.
Okay, never mind. I'm just going to fuck off.
So, sorry. Beginning of the show, all the suns are coming out. All the MILFs are so excited. They are so pumped up for the sun.
They are really excited about seeing these men.
The dew point of that mare went up by 50 points.
Yeah.
But there was one MILF who looked a little...
She was like,
unimpressed.
Like, whatever.
She was like, whatever. And she's not going after any of the sons, and she's not making a splash at all.
Yeah.
And she's talking to Barbie, and the show is it'll be up next on Milf Manor, and it's Barbie talking to Jamie. She's like, why aren't you interested in any of the sons?
Oh, fuck, it was her.
Why aren't you interested in any of the sons? And me and Forrest were convinced that Jamie was the
whole time we were waiting for a lesbian reveal. We were so excited for this lesbian reveal.
A lesbian reveal would have been so interesting.
She doesn't give... Oh, I'm remembering it so well now. She doesn't care about the men. She literally spends none of her time, a little bit, but then she backs right off.
Yeah.
A little bit, backs right off. This happens twice. And so now it's okay, Jamie, what's going on? I'll tell you what's going on, George.
Yeah. Tell me what's going on.
What's going on is that it's revealed she has a boyfriend.
What?
A boyfriend outside of the show.
What?
And they started dating after she auditioned for the show, but she still decided to come onto the show because fucking cheating's fun, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he knew.
Oh, you're sure he knew?
I'm absolutely sure that he knew.
I'm sure that it was said in the show that he didn't.
Did they say that?
Yeah.
Man, maybe I don't remember the show that much.
So right after this, Disco Mammi, our beloved,
yes,
goes off on her.
Ballistic.
Which honestly is probably one of the most like valid things I've ever seen Disco Mammi do. It was maybe a little overdone, but it was fair. I mean,
Alas.
she whatever. End of the story is that she gets kicked out.
She gets kicked out. She leaves.
No.
But she gets kicked out.
Everyone, there was a vote held where the only person who's even slightly having empathy towards her is Anthony, who goes, "Hey guys, maybe we should just let her leave in peace."
Which, I mean, I agree.
I 100% agree with him there.
She doesn't need to be tarred and feathered in front of the entire manor.
She was wrung out in front of the American and, I guess, world public.
Yeah.
I assume this airs in the rest of the world.
Milf Manor is worldwide.
Yeah.
It's international.
And it's just brutal.
It's
brutal. And, George, I think we should keep her off the Kinlist. I don't think either one of us would do anything
I think
like that.
I'm actually going to personally send... Where is she? I'm going to send Jamie straight down to hell.
Yeah, I don't think either one of us would do anything like that. And it's just... She's not really like either.
She's not... What? How does she get back up here?
Yeah,
I'm putting her down to hell.
Yeah, please.
There we go. We'll move on.
She was just bad.
It's okay.
It's okay.
She's in hell now.
You know, it will be okay because we have Kelly Mack.
Kelly Mack. My beloved.
Kelly Mack was one of the few people throughout this whole series that actually held a relationship.
Yeah, pretty much from day 2 or 3.
It's very impressive. It was
Kelly
one
Mack.
of the fathers, and I think I can speak for both of us when I say it was the favorite relationship. I mean, they were cute, they worked well, and it was fun.
Yeah, I hope they're doing well.
Yeah. Well, they aren't.
Yeah.
Because Kelly might be an absolute bombshell now, but growing up, she had low self-esteem and struggled with feeling accepted. At the age of 59, the oldest in the show, Kelly is in the best shape of her life and proud of her age. She's a Pilates instructor, passionate about her morning smoothies and staying in shape. And after multiple disastrous blind dates, she's ready to finally find the love of her life.
Mm-hmm. We thought she did.
We thought she did. We really thought she did.
With one of the other
her
dads.
and Darren, who is Mr. Crutches himself.
We'll get to him.
And there were many real moments between them.
Yeah.
That were good to watch, and it just didn't end up working out.
Yeah. It was very sweet, but she revealed in an Instagram post a couple weeks after Milf Manor came out that her and Darren...
Actually, George, I'm going to have to correct you. She revealed in a live Q&A session directly after the final episode aired that they didn't end up together. Yeah. And, how do we know about this, George?
Well, right as Milf Manor, me and Forrest watched Milf Manor, the finale, right when it
came out. George came over early.
We were waiting for it.
We killed time.
And we were watching the live stream, and, me and Forrest, this was one of our favorite Milfs.
Of course.
So I'm in this Instagram live stream.
Yeah, we're in the chat. There's 23 viewers.
Why don't I just, drop a little bit of love for Kelly Mack?
She deserves it because she's, crying out of, she's overwhelmed by, the show. I think Darren and her broke up. She has all these people who's supporting her in the chat. And totally Tortilla himself drops...
We love you, Kelly Mack. And I didn't think anything of it.
No, because it's just nice.
I thought this was going to be a Twitch streamer who, someone donates a bajillion dollars and Pokemon goes, thank you.
They go, thank you. You shouldn't be doing that. I'm rich.
But Kelly Mack reads my message and goes, thank you, totally tortilla. Me and Forrest were so giddy. We were so happy.
Jumped up and hugged. This was a big moment for us because we had been watching. We're so into this show.
We love this show so much.
We're so into this show, and so the question is, not only which one of us is more likely to go live on Instagram directly after a finale of a reality show that we're in drops, which one of us is more likely to interact with the chat? And George, it's you.
It's me.
George, it's you.
I love my fans. I think me and my fans have a fantastic parasocial relationship.
It's beautiful.
I love you guys, and you guys love me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put her all the way up.
No.
We still have some time.
I would put her maybe 2/3 to a quarter, to half the way up. I think she's there, but she's not all the way.
I do wish, Forrest, that I had the foresight to like start screen recording just in case she read my message aloud.
That would have been incredible. They're just going to have to take our word for it.
Yeah.
But it's true.
I mean, I do have a screenshot of the message.
That's
It doesn't prove anything.
No.
But, you know.
But we did send one, guys.
We
sent one.
We at least sent one.
Lynette.
She's known for
when I say her name twice, that means I don't remember her.
Lynette's known for turning heads when she walks into a room. She loves her work and is known for being direct and assertive, but in the best way possible. Mm-hmm. After getting married at a young age and having only one partner for most of her life, Lynette's divorce ignited something new.
This is the one I was thinking about.
Yes. She's tired of playing the field and she's ready to settle down again. Hopefully for good this time.
Guys, I'm very excited to announce that she was married to someone with erectile dysfunction. I've been trying to get this out the whole episode. Look, Lynette came onto this show specifically looking for, I mean, yes, she went for some of the fathers, but specifically she was looking for younger men. Why? Why, George? Because the last person that she was married to, I guess we could say, didn't satisfy her.
Forrest?
Yeah.
I think you're still wrong.
Really?
It's this one. I've been pointing it at. It's this MILF.
Dude, whatever.
I'll cut it. Don't worry.
Don't.
All right. No, Lynette, she just has she just got regular divorced. She latched onto one of the fathers early, and it looked like they were going really strong.
Okay.
They were going really strong until this one came in.
Which one did she date?
She dated Anthony. She was with Anthony.
Oh my God, Lynette and Anthony. No, I loved
Lynette and
them.
Anthony. They were great together.
They were. Okay, yeah, Anthony would cook for her. She was very sweet.
So romantic.
And she was... Oh, I remember her now.
It's coming back to you?
Yeah. Sorry, they all look the same.
They do. I mean, we watched the show 3 months ago.
They all look
the
the
last
same.
time we did the Milf Manor Kinlist, we did it fresh off
watching all of the first season. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Lynette and Anthony had a thing, and honestly, it was very cute. I liked it. She's someone who likes to be taken care of, and Anthony did that. Likes being taken care of in a way that is very relatable. You know, who doesn't like someone cooking for you?
I like it.
Who doesn't like somebody just treating you like you matter?
I like it.
Right? So, Lynette, I don't know. Is she more like you or is she more like me?
Well, first off, she's tired of playing the field and she's ready to settle down again. Hopefully this time for good.
Yeah.
That was the last little blurb. So Lynette got cucked live on live television.
It's true. Anthony threw her away like a piece of garbage.
What he was doing was he was like, oh, I'm trying to play the game here, man.
Which is fair and understandable. I mean, if you're on a dating show, you're on there to date. And he tried to explain that to her. And I think that he maybe could have done it more delicately, but I don't think it was completely wrong of him.
He wanted to play the field.
Yeah.
And she didn't want anyone to play the field.
No, she wanted, again, because she likes to be have this special treatment, that means that she wants special treatment. And so she wants to be the only one for this guy.
Absolutely.
And that that wasn't what was happening, and she got very upset. Did she leave the show?
Yeah, when Anthony started making out with the new girl Regina, she was kind of
yeah, she was like,
whatever.
If you don't want me, you're the only person on the show that I want, I'm out.
And I think
slightly baller.
In that sense, I feel like that's more of a move that I would do.
I agree.
Personally. I think if you were to get cucked live, you'd probably more likely try to find someone else.
If I was on a dating show, I'd be like, damn, that's the game. I just don't have that mindset where I'm I don't have that mindset in this scenario where I'm would I even consider it getting cucked? Because it's not. Because you're on a dating show.
But I think for me, I don't have that mentality.
Yeah.
Because we watched the show.
We did.
It looked like they were endgame.
It really did. It was upsetting, but it wasn't wrong. It was just upsetting. It was damn, I can't believe Anthony didn't go all the way with that.
Yeah, I feel like if I was in the show and I was with someone and they were and we were going really strong for a good month and they were I want to play the field more. Yeah. I'd be fuck that shit.
It would definitely give you whiplash. 100%. Anybody. It would give anybody whiplash. But
so I'm going to comfortably put her pretty close to my side.
I would say it's a great place for her.
Yeah. There's still room. She might go up to number 1. She might not.
She could. It's hard to say.
Who knows?
Lynette, I remember you now. Whoa, we're exploring the Milf Manor Villa. This season was filmed in Canada.
It was.
Which was...
very beautiful.
Which was very beautiful, but very interesting. The last season was filmed in Mexico.
Okay. So we have 3 more MILFs that were added later on in the show. So they don't have blurbs for them.
They don't have blurbs, and frankly, it's weird that they got added in late.
It is. It's just, I still don't agree with that.
These are honorary MILFs.
So Disco Mammi, she...
Oh, okay, but no, she gets a spot, though. It's Disco Mammi.
Yeah, it's fucking Disco Mammi.
Disco Mammi, where did we put her last time? Slightly towards me?
Yeah.
Same spot, baby.
Right there. Regina, now this is the MILF that you wanted to talk about this whole time.
You guys will never guess what happened with her last husband. Okay, so she married someone older. Whatever. But as she got older, so did he, and I believe she might have said that he was like in his 80s, and she is still relatively young, in her 50s, trying to experience sex, and he was not able to give that to her. And I think they found their roundabout ways, but it wasn't satisfying. And I think for her, that was like a really important part of the relationship, and it was just deal breaking.
Yeah.
So she came in with a mindset, basically sex first.
Yeah.
Which... It's fucking fair enough. You know, if you haven't been laid in a while and you're really wanting to be laid, you're just horny and you're playing the horn game, and you should.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Forrest,
she's on my side.
She's on your side.
She's on my side, not because I'm like incredibly horny, but because like I think that if I was in a relationship for like I'm married to somebody, where we weren't like having sex, I don't think that would be great.
Yeah, no, I just be more chill with that.
You just be more chill.
And then there's Shauna. Shauna, kind of one of the more boring MILFs. She was kind of with one of them for a little bit, but then she was just kind of like, nah, I don't feel like I'm the one for you. Which is fair. That's just kind of what she did.
I think she was added so late that anything she did didn't matter. And we didn't learn so much about her. And it was just like, it for me, very much a whatever character. I mean, she definitely had moments where...
There was one moment that I really thought was pretty baller.
Okay.
Was like, Stacey was going for Crystal for a good while.
Yeah.
But Stacey was also one of the guys who was like, I think I want to play my cards and test the waters more. Yeah. So he started like trying to hit on Shauna, and at like the table he like did a truth or dare or something, or asked her like, do you think I'm a sexy old man or something? And Shauna's like, no.
it was like asking to kiss or something.
Yeah, he asked for a kiss.
It was like, and Stacey like asked for a kiss, and she was like, I don't really want to.
She was like, nah, I'm okay.
And that was kind of awesome.
And everybody laughed at him.
That was kind of awesome, and like, fuck yeah. But that was like the only thing, and she was like really late. Like within the last 3 to 4 episodes she was added. So it's just like, is she more like you or is she more like me? Based off that one interaction, I would put her slightly on my side, because I would do that to somebody.
I mean, I'd say
I think you would also do that to somebody, though. So I don't think it's fair to say on my side. I think we'll put her smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, we'll put her right on top.
Only thing we know about her is that she gets the squad laughing.
And you know what? That's the thing that me and Forrest can both can. Okay. Let's
move on to maybe some fathers.
Some sons?
Ooh, fathers and sons.
Mix of both.
Jacob was one of
Yep.
Jacob was one of 2 British people on the show.
Yep, and they were both related.
And they were both obviously father and son. And Jacob was more of a narrator, more of a wallflower.
He was kind of the one watching from the sidelines and being like, talking to the audience.
All of his floating heads were basically breaking down everything into a digestible chunk. Yeah. Which I really, really actually liked about this season, is that they had somebody who was essentially dedicated to that and did a very good job. He was also like, he was involved with people, but not so much. He was just more of like there to enjoy the time. It was very Billy coded, but he was still going after people. It wasn't Billy in the sense that like Billy was not going after anybody and just kind of sitting there and not really telling us what was going on. He was telling us, like, he had all the drama. Like, everybody was telling him shit.
Everyone was like, he was just such a trustworthy guy. It's because of his British accent.
It's because of his British accent. But like, he wasn't endgame for anybody. He was close, but he wasn't there. I think there were moments with some of the MILFs, but
I'd probably put him on my side, I'm thinking. Just because, like, I feel like I would be more likely to sit on the silence and be like, so here's what went down.
I think that is if you were on a reality TV show, I think you would strive for that role.
I would love to be.
I think that's what you would try to do.
Basically, like,
You're the narrator.
The point of view character.
Yeah, which is a good thing to be.
Yeah, I'll put him a little bit above Kelly Mack.
He was one of my favorites.
Absolutely. Let's move on to Ashley. Professional rugby player.
Was he?
That's what it's saying right here.
That's why he was so ripped. Okay, that makes sense.
He was very British. Did he really do anything? Did he go home?
Yeah, he went home.
He went home.
I think he was so unimportant to me. He was just around. The most I saw him, you know what he would keep doing though?
What?
Is he kept making like really uncomfortable jokes. No, that was. Yeah. I mean, they all did.
All the men.
They all did. But
I remember him.
I remember him like stripping.
I remember distinctly him crying. I don't remember why though. Maybe it was because he was going home.
I think he was going home. He was going home, but the other one.
Like his son wasn't.
That's his name. His son.
So he kind of got bitched by his own son.
He did. No, 100%. Or maybe his son went home. No, his son went home. He stayed. Either way, one of them went home, one of them stayed, and they were both unimportant, except one was a narrator. You can put him slightly on my side, because I do like rugby.
You like rugby?
Yeah,
I didn't know this about you.
It's a fun game, dude.
I'm just gonna... Alright.
Christopher is this MMA fighter we've been talking about.
Yep.
He has a big chest piece tattoo of 2 stars on either shoulder and then a lion in the middle with a really, really long mane that looks like human hair.
It sounds as bad as it is.
Yeah.
It looks as bad as it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's well done, but it's like, whatever. It's not good.
We talked about him earlier.
Yeah, we talked about him a lot earlier, and he's pretty chill. He had his moments where he was just trying to process, and I will say the whole time, he knew what he wanted.
Yeah.
He was pretty competitive.
Yeah.
And he went for what he wanted. And I think that is more similar to me than you. I think I'm extremely competitive.
Yeah.
I think that I'm, as we stated earlier, like pretty straightforward. And I think that like, I don't think I match vibes of like a professional MMA fighter. But other than that, I don't think he's all that different. And I am also real life famous.
that you are.
So there's that. Mostly that.
I'll put him right there.
Okay.
I guess.
I like him there.
Yeah. Oh, got the dad. Michael. He's 6'7". He is tall, dark, and handsome. He's Christopher's dad. He is one of the men that went home.
Yeah, he was, in fact, featured so little on this show that I cannot tell you a single detail about him that isn't in that blurb.
Nope. So you know where he's going? Straight to hell.
Into hell. Smack dab into hell.
I'll put him in purgatory.
Okay, purgatory's good. I like the way he looks.
Yeah. Gotta skip these 2.
Yeah, they're Joey and Anthony. Joey. We talked about Joey already a little bit. Joey was a little bit of a player, though.
From the very beginning, made quite the splash.
100%.
He was the one who offered Christina to bite her ass.
Yeah,
he was like,
he is into that BDSM shit. He made that very clear. His big move is... In this show, his big move was taking women to the hot tub. In real life, his big move is biting their ass.
Yeah, he said that he cannot be in a relationship with someone
who doesn't love getting their ass bitten, because that is his biggest turn on.
And you know what? He turned Christine.
He turned her on. Apparently it's a good move. You know, George, we've got to try it out for ourselves.
Yeah. Forrest, right after this episode, you and me will go into my room.
Dropping trout, bite him butt.
Chomping. Chain chomping.
But Joey, again, was one of these people who goes on this show because he knows what he wants. And he plays it off very casually. I think he's very smooth.
Absolutely.
I think he's very seasoned at getting people, and like, yeah, I mean, he had drama for sure. He went out with Kelly. And then he went out with Rebecca. That's not her name. Is it her name?
Regina. It might be Rebecca. I don't care.
He went out with a few of them.
Yeah.
Like, he was kind of playing the field.
He was going around.
He was playing the field, but at no point was he an extremely disliked character.
No, I thought it was one of the more likable characters.
He did very well for himself.
He was pretty relatable. I would probably argue that he's probably more on your side.
100% he's on my side. I see a spot for him right in the middle of those 2 people.
Right here.
Yeah.
And now we got one of the big dogs of this season.
Big boy.
Motherfucking Anthony.
This is my favorite character.
Anthony?
100%.
First off, audience, look at how he is stanced up in this promotional picture.
100% Anthony is one of my favorite characters. He is this New Jersey, like, American Italian who owns a pizza shop and charms girls by cooking for them. He is maybe the most Forrest-coded person I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he had very excellent dates. This was the DILF that was with Lynette for a while. It looked like they were completely endgame.
Yeah.
But then when some new young tail came in, well, actually new old tail came in, looking to try out every dick on the market.
Yep.
He was like, you know what? Maybe I'll give this a try.
Yeah. Which I don't think was the right move for him, but
no, because in the end, it didn't even work out.
It's his life, isn't it? So yeah, I think I like him a lot. I like Anthony a lot, and he did traumatize Joey.
Oh yeah, can we talk about that?
Yeah. They had to do sex yoga together.
They did.
With Kelly in the middle.
Disco Mammi.
In the middle of them basically doing 3-way sex positions. It was and Joey talked about it. Joey talked about it like it was hard. Like it was It was bad.
It was pretty rough.
And it was hard to watch.
It was.
And this is his biggest downfall is that Anthony kept making so many jokes about it.
Yeah, I mean, because Anthony doesn't give a shit.
There's nothing to do but make a joke. No, because if you're the father, you're not the one who's giving more shits in that scenario.
Yeah.
It is
absolutely more scarring.
It's more scarring if you're the son. And whatever. You know, we all have our moments where we don't look good. Put Anthony up at the top of mine.
Yeah. Right up there with Dennis Reynolds.
No, but I do. I do cook for people that I care about, and I think just that alone, like courting somebody by cooking for them, I have done that recently. So
Miles. What an interesting character.
Miles.
I'll tell you who Miles is. Miles is the son of Stacy, who had
right.
strenuous relationship.
That was his name?
Miles?
Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Miles wasn't really featured much in the show because outside of Milf Manor, Miles had spent like a couple years like removed from his father because Stacy cheated on his mom, and that kind of caused a whole thing. And Miles was just like, I can't do that, anymore. And so Miles, when he saw Stacy, the vibes were really weird. And I think
it was maybe the last person he was ever expecting to see in his life. Mm-hmm. Like, Stacy comes in and he acts casual.
Yeah.
And it is addressed. I mean, it's totally talked about where him and Stacy, they have multiple sit-down chats. But even when Stacy first comes in, he's like, bet you didn't expect to see me.
Miles is like, shut the fuck up.
He's like, don't worry, we're going to work through things.
Miles was like doing pretty good actually in the first episode, but when Miles saw his dad,
he got thrown
was
off.
So jostled,
he was thrown off his
that he completely disassociated from the entire game.
He even talked about it that way. Mm-hmm. Like 100% he got thrown off his game, and it happens to the best players.
Mm-hmm. I think personally he's the most on my side. I think this is my top kin because I feel like if I was in like this Milf Manor season, and
your dad,
my motherfucking dad,
which
walked
you guys
in.
are like chill. There's nothing like wrong. Your dad doesn't like cheat on your mom or anything like that.
No,
nothing to that extent. But like,
I would just be so like,
you would be so thrown off your game. You'd be so thrown off your game and so like befuddled by it that it would end it for you.
Yeah, it would just be over.
It would just end it for you.
So I'm just gonna put him right here,
Miles
at the top.
He had a few very good emotional beats with his father, with Stacy, who I like. I mean. Definitely a controversial character in the sense of his past, and the way he was acting in the beginning of the season was different than the way he was acting at the end of the season. What I mean by that is, like, at the beginning of the season, he was acting like this really cool guy who was nice and, like, committed. And at the end of the season, Miles wasn't there anymore, and it looks like he was slipping into old habits.
Yeah, that's definitely the vibe that I got.
Which was really, really interesting. I like Stacy as a character on this show. I think he was interesting. I think he's very smooth. I think that he went after a few people and he made a few mistakes. And if I was him, I would have just been endgame with Crystal.
Yeah, but he wasn't about that.
But he let old habits come to fruition once more. And he went for someone else as well.
At the end of the Milf Manor season, the way that they did like who goes off and like, does whatever is they like the men are on the boardwalk and then the MILFs like come on a boat to like tell them whether or not they're into a relationship or not. for Stacy, Crystal didn't even show up to the boardwalk.
Yeah, complete ghost, which maybe was a little extreme, but honestly very understandable.
Very understandable, and I think
because Stacy fumbled really hard, and like it was going really well, and he was treating her well, and they were talking like they're from the same town, and they were very open about, like, Stacy specifically was very open about how he was like he needed to take this slow because he knows that he has issues and he wants to work through them because he really wants it to work, and then the issues happen, and it was just kind of hard to watch. It was sad to see, and it was like not what you want.
No.
I think Stacy's a little bit on my side.
You think so?
I don't know. Like, I think that he's like very charismatic, and the way that like some of his mannerisms are similar to mine in that sense.
Yeah.
I don't think that I cheat on people in my memory.
No.
But
I don't remember that happening either.
But I don't think he's like you. I think is really what it is. Like I see much less of a connection to him from you than I do from myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think Stacy is a very interesting character. I think the show with Stacy, he feels like he was written. He feels like he had a written arc.
He was almost perfect for this show. Like,
that ended.
He was my second favorite character.
The way that it ended was like, oh, so vast, so interesting from like a character perspective. But no, that's just a thing that actually happened.
That's a real thing that happened to a real person.
But yeah, I think
fucking yikes.
I think he's a little bit on your side. I'm comfortable putting him.
Yeah,
right
I don't think he's super far on either of ours. But
I mean, it's just that he just isn't me.
He's just not you.
I am not that guy.
That's the driving force.
Sam and Darren. So Forrest, what did Sam do?
Sam went home. That's what Sam did. Sam has always been an independent guy, and he's lived on his own since before he turned 18. So he's more mature than other 24-year-olds he knows. Because of that, he tends to gravitate towards older, more mature women that match his vibe. He's super competitive, and once he sees a woman he wants, nothing will get in the way of him and his pursuit.
So Forrest, do you remember the third episode of the podcast where you talked about your rivalry with someone else in third grade over like the same girl?
I'm not like that anymore, but yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of put him over here.
You know, actually, this is funny. Last night at the restaurant I was at, I was working, and the youngest ever winner of Guys Grocery Games came in.
Really?
Yeah. And he doesn't know this, but we're rivals.
Oh.
Because at this restaurant, when we were at a different location, he like staged, which is like an intern for them, before I staged for them. And he was their white guy before I was their white guy. Oh. This is an Asian restaurant, which is largely people of color work there. I'm like one of the few white people who work there. And he's my rival because he's my rival white guy.
Yeah, I
and whenever they see him, like literally, I went out there because I wanted to see him, and I was like, "Damn, this guy looks like me. Like this guy is like, this guy's like similar to me."
That's so funny.
So I definitely still have that rivalry thing going on in my head. It's just not in the same way that I was possessive in third grade.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Last main father.
Darren was a strong character.
Darren was pretty interesting.
Darren, Mr. Crutches himself.
Yeah, from the very beginning, Darren caught my eye because he was the only person in the entire cast who had a broken leg.
Darren, very unfortunately, had maybe like a fall or something, like a few days before filming, and so he was on crutches the entire season, living in a house that had a realty, which stands for room I'd like to fuck it.
I cannot believe we have not talked about the realty yet.
Yeah, that's actually why at work when I was talking about Milf Manor, that was the last straw.
Yeah.
Is when I was like, oh yeah, and there's a realty in the house. And they were like, what's that? And I'm like, room I'd like to fuck in. and then my CDC was like, okay, that's enough.
Completely fair.
Yeah.
Not the greatest show to be talking about on the internet.
That's a kitchen.
Yeah, Darren is the father that got with Kelly Mack. And they are no longer together.
Very cute together, though. And they were very sweet to each other, and they were both good.
Yeah. They were just, they were locked in from pretty much the beginning.
He wasn't interested in playing the game.
Yeah.
He actually stated that.
Yeah.
He was there to find someone and find somebody.
And that's what he did.
And that's exactly what he did, and he did exactly what he set out for, and I think he's on your side, George.
You think so?
Because I think that if you went, you wouldn't want to play the game.
No, I would not want to play the game. I'd honestly probably put him right on top of Kelly Mack, which is where he wants to be.
They're essentially the same.
So we have we have 4 more characters to talk about.
But we're going to talk about them in batches because they're both nephew and uncle, and they're both basically the same person, and we don't care about them. They were added very late. The jet ski one is one of them, and the tree one is the other one.
The jet ski one is the uncle and nephew that are, one of them's a bodybuilder who ended up with Kelly Mack. Mm-hmm. The other one literally didn't do anything, so who cares?
Yeah. And this guy ended up with Kelly Mack. It was shocking. Mm-hmm. No, wait, not Kelly Mack. Sorry, Disco Mammi.
Disco Mammi, yeah.
And it was shocking, but it was more of they both didn't have somebody else. Yeah. From how I understood it, it was 2 people, one of them clearly on steroids, one of them clearly lots of plastic, finding each other in true love.
Because I think Disco Mammi was not going to leave Milf Manor Season 2 empty-handed.
Yeah. It was basically 2 people who just wanted to have a little bit of sex before they left. And it happened for them. Yeah. And fucking good for them. But both of these both of these people, the nephew and the son, or the nephew and the uncle, are people I don't care about.
Yeah, so
I think that they're not like either one of us. Nope. They're just not.
They're going to hell.
They're going to hell because, sure.
And the person, or the duo that I think is going to go to the 7th ring,
which is actually one of the more interesting characters on this show. Mm-hmm. There's a decent amount to talk about. They were Texas oil tycoons.
They were straight up goddamn villains.
And there's no way to say that. They were Texas oil tycoons. And I guess you're making your bag. I don't like it. Mm-hmm. Notable is that they talked about how they party together a lot. Yeah. And I think that they've definitely been in a foursome together. Mm. I think that they definitely entered each other upon request of somebody else.
Probably. I can definitely see that happening.
Because you know what they did on that? Do you remember that first date that they went on?
I do. With
they won a challenge. They won a challenge because they were the new people.
It was with Regina.
It was with Disco Mammi and Rebecca or Regina or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they pulled out dice. Yeah. They pulled out dice.
That was their move.
One of them had a body part. One of them had an action to do to that body part, such as blow raspberries, kiss, bite, touch, that kind of thing. Yeah. Which is a real common thing, actually. Sex dice are totally a thing. Yeah. It's spice things up, sure. Crazy to do sex dice with someone you're related to.
Right over there.
Much less somebody that you are mentoring. It seems like the uncle's mentoring the son into being some kind of weird, also rich oil tycoon. It's just
to frack. Teaching him how to frack.
Yeah, he's teaching him how to frack real good.
He tried saving.
No, they're fracking and fucking together.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember? It was pretty much right after Regina. I don't remember.
Their floating heads were the most comfortable with each other out of all the floating heads, and I think that says a lot.
At one point, the 2 of them brought in Regina into a sauna, and it was the 3 of them, and one of the nephew walked out the door and was like, "You're not supposed to see this," and closed the door.
Yeah, which was frankly awesome. If these guys weren't evil to the core, I would have loved them so much.
I feel like if they were,
I don't think they're like either of us, but they're just so funny.
I feel like if they were introduced from the very beginning of the show, they would have done crazy work.
They should have been there instead of half this cast. Yeah. If we could be honest. They would have been a fantastic starter dad.
Also, the son of this duo was the one who eventually got with Regina, cucking Anthony live on television and making him be like, "Damn, I should have stayed with Lynette." You absolutely should have, you idiot.
He fucked over my boy, which I don't like.
But I don't like Anthony like you like Anthony.
Yeah, it's true.
So I'm gonna
also, it's very clear that they belong far, far, far down.
Yeah, they're going down to the 7th ring of hell. Boop. Oh, they went back up.
And boop. They don't die easy.
No.
That is so many characters and so many people for us to be similar to, George.
Yeah, let's
I think we should take a final recap. Obviously, I'm most like Anthony. Yeah. Obviously, you're most like that guy who starts with M.
Miles.
And everything in the middle, I think, is kind of up for debate, but the stronger ones stay.
I think it's pretty fair. I think this is a good solid list. I think the next time someone asks me, what do you think the difference between George and Forrest is? I'm going to show them this Kinlist.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm more of an Anthony. He's more of a Miles.
Yeah,
and I'll leave it at that.
They're going to know what we mean.
They're going to know what we mean because, mark my words, the world will watch Milf Manor Season 2. If I have anything to do with it, I've been promoting it at work. I've been promoting it in my free time. I've been telling all my friends to watch it. I hang out with people and I'm like, you want to watch a TV show? They go, yeah. I go, Milf Manor? They go, no. Okay, I'm going to break them down. They will be watching this show. I've already gotten 2 people at work.
Do you think, Forrest, that you've moved on to Milf Manor because Mr. Beast is going through mega controversy?
I think that's for another episode.
Okay, we'll save that for another episode.
I think we can't talk about the Mr. Beast drama here.
And I think we can another day, another month. Yeah. And I do think that we have to end this episode.
I think we do too. Guys, let us know in the comments which one of us was more like Disco Mammi.
Yes. Was it Disco Tree?
Disco Tree, or was it Disco Bracelets over here?
Yeah.
With that being said, leave a comment.
Yeah.
Hit that subscribe button.
Tickle the like button.
Tickle it.
And we'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.